Welcome, everyone, to the final game of the college basketball season. Tonight, we will crown the winner of this year's tournament. And no matter what the outcome here tonight, what a ride it has been. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see the Wisconsin Badgers taking on the Kansas Jayhawks.
You got that right. I mean, this is what each student-athlete has worked so hard for all season long. An opportunity for the title. I mean, this game might very well be the defining moment for the lives of every one of these young men.
Both these teams have gone through so much adversity just to make it here. All tournament long, it's been survive and advance. But now, this is the part where you put all your chips on the table and just lay it on the line.
And Wisconsin looking at who they've got. Hill is out there with Hawkins. Then it's Decker. Then it's Kaminsky. And it's Evans in a power forward.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be. And, Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
And not many people know this, but the Badgers do have one college title in their trophy case. Won the tournament back in 1941. A different time back then, but a title nevertheless.
Now here's Evans. Can't make good off the pick.
And with any championship game, you know that every player is going to have their heart racing for the first few minutes. That's just natural. That's adrenaline. They'll need to remain calm, though, and let the game come to them and kind of ease into it.
And one guy, guys, I'll keep an eye on in this one is Freak. He is the consummate leader for his team. He can come out strong and play his game while keeping his intensity level up. It'll be just what they need to claim the title.
Now here's Decker, and it's Freak with the rebound.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
Stolen by Decker. Out of bounds. Kansas will take possession.
And you know what? His mind's playing tricks on him right now because he's not going to live that one down easily.
On defense, Wisconsin. And Freak throws it down.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when a team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
And as we see Freak and his team go for the title here, he is trying to repeat what he did just a year ago. He was able to lead his high school to the PSAL championship.
Well, Greg, he was a four-time All-American selection in high school.
Wisconsin trails by 8. Freak, he's in at point guard, and it's Terry in at the 4 spot. Hawkins passes to Hill. Wade left side. Fader on the way. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
And, guys, I was a bit worried, but now we all know the rim doesn't have a lid on it.
Yeah, you could actually feel the tightness and tenseness with each miss. I'm actually glad to see they got that first one out of the way.
And for the Badgers, they've got Decker. Hawkins is out there with Hill. And it's Wade in at the 5, patrolling the paint.
You know, one of the big questions on everybody's mind in this game is whether or not Freak will stay on for another year or go pro. I mean, usually a player with his upside will be a lock to be a one and done, but he's giving serious thought to staying.
And Freak is a guy who clearly values the scholastic aspect of collegiate sports. So it makes sense for him to think about staying beyond this season. Still, with Freak's draft stock rising, this could be his final game as a collegiate player.
And for Kansas, Freak in at point guard, and it's Gaines in at the 5 down low. Hill dishes to Evans. Kicks it to Kaminsky.
That's a walk.
The basket good off the assist from Evans.
And you're not going to pass up that kind of play.
Jayhawks leading by 9.
And Kansas always seems to be in title contention. I mean, the program does a great job of finding tough players and having a system that fits them best. Rarely are they not a title contender.
Now, here's Decker. Tight defense on him. The pass to Hawkins. The three-pointer is right on target. Hawkins has got himself going there. His first points of the game in the deep ball. And the Jayhawks do a great job in recruiting talent. All sorts of players of come through Kansas and found success.
Yeah, and you know they developed not only the stars like Paul Pierce and Andrew Wiggins, but role players too, guys that have made a living in the NBA as fitting into roles. Mario Chalmers and Nick Collison come to mind.
The dish to Decker, feeds it to Evans. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. There's 38 seconds left in the first half.
And what a journey it has been, really, for this whole team to make it to the college championship, especially for Freak. A few bumps in the road for him, but what a story.
Greg, you get the feeling that it's only the beginning. I mean, the way he plays and the accolades he has, I mean, you can see him having a long and productive career at the pro level. Nice, accurate pass right into the middle.
Now here's Freak. He has 7. They set the pick. Beyond the arc. Good. Freak's got 10.
What are you going to do defensively? Such separation with the height advantage in that matchup.
And so that's the end of the first half. Jayhawks out front. They're up by 7. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the second half. Just one half of basketball left to determine this year's college basketball championship team. And the big game is just about ready to get going for our second half of play. What a championship atmosphere we've got here tonight. We are just one half of basketball away from seeing college basketball history being made.
You know what, guys? That was the start that Freak and his team wanted in the first half. I mean, they didn't run away with the game, but they're in a really good spot to capture the title.
These first 5 minutes in the second half are going to be huge. They know their opponent is going to come out strong and try to even things up. But if they can keep their cool, they'll be on their way, I think, to the title.
And Wisconsin looking at who they've got. We've got Kaminsky. Hill is out there with Hawkins. Then it's Decker, and it's Evans in at the 4 slot.
And, guys, one big story that we have in this championship game is that a guy like Freak could boost his draft stock quite a bit. A win here could catapult him up the big boards of a lot of teams.
And you know, while it's just one game, scouts will get a chance to see how he plays on the big stage. Knowing a player is at his best when the lights are brightest is a big plus in GM sports.
Well, Wisconsin has had a bit of a renaissance in their program of late. Clark, last decade and a half, have seen them put up some great seasons.
And you know, Kevin, the Badgers weren't really a major powerhouse in hoops until the turn of the century. But now, they're one of the most consistent teams in the country.
So Wisconsin ends up going with the new group.
And Badgers have been great since right around the millennium. Since about 1999, they have made the tournament every season. Guys, few schools can say that.
There's a screen. Now Peyton knocked away. And a wide open look for Freak. The baseline jumper goes down. Freak's got 14 points for the game.
What a competitor, Kevin. He's been looking for a shot all game long, and he's really shouldered the load for them offensively. And, you know, for Wisconsin and their consistent appearances in the tournament, guys, they don't just show up and leave now. I mean, they often go deep in the tournament. Sooner or later, I think they might go all the way again.
Fisher against Lee. Clock at 6. For the 3. Fisher can't hit. Jayhawks leading by 9. Freak with it. He's got 14. He kicks it to Lee. Dedman passes to Freak. Inside, off the screen, and he comes off the screen and slams it through.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive. to the 10th.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Some changes for Kansas. Wisconsin trails by 8. Freak, he's in at the point. Also Duncan out there. And it's Oubre in at the 3. Evans attacking. Up the floor. Here's Duncan. Evans with some nice D.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
They double team Conley. Down low. And Evans the basket on the assist by Conley.
Well, they found the touch here in the second half from the field. And everything else we talk about, folks, rebounding, defense, all of that, this game is still about making shots. You got to put the ball in the basket. That's the bottom line. And they found a way to do it here in the second half.
The Badgers making a switch here. .143 left here in the second half. They set the screen. Evans kicks to Hill. Goes up to the stripe. Hawkins. No good. And Kansas the other way now. They've led by as many as 11 points. And here's Freak.
Move the ball. Stick it too much.
1:14 left here in the second half of the game. Just 5 on the clock. The feed to Terry. Nice spin off the left rim and in. And it's a 10-point Jayhawk lead.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for the game.
And so the Jayhawks take the win. Such a special moment for these kids. All the hard work they put in, all the pressure, Greg, they've been under all tournament long. This is pure elation, being able to call themselves now champions.
And Kevin, from the players, the rest of the students watching, I mean, this is something that can never be taken from you. They will always have this moment in history to reflect upon.
And it's such a punishing path to this moment. I mean, you look back on all the close calls along the way as the field gets whittled down round by round. I mean, they survived quite the gauntlet to get to this moment.
Indeed, a very special moment. And that's going to do it for us. I'm Kevin Harlan. It was a pleasure to be with you all season long.